Welcome to After School Reviews. Please subscribe, turn on the bell icon, please like this video, and leave a comment down in the comment section. Today on After School Reviews, we are going to be having a look at the S.H.Figuarts Freddie Mercury Live Aid version. Whoa, this is an expensive figure. But, man, I don't have a Freddie Mercury figure in this scale. I have the quarter scale NECA Wembley version, which is really cool, and I scored that one for $40, still in the box, unopened. I opened it for a review 3 months back. Go check that out. This guy here, I think, was about $70 to $80. I think it was about $70, it was probably about $80 on BigBadToyStore.com, and I was happy that it came in on there. At first, I was going to order it from Amazon, but they were able to get it on Big Bad Toy Store, and the shipping, I just trusted it a little bit more. But very cool packaging here. I had the chance to get the Wembley version for $50 on Mercury a few months back, but I knew this was coming out, so I decided to wait and get this. Package, the back of it is gold. The top of it says Live Aid version. Oh, camera's off. You can see a kind of like a printed picture of like a newspaper picture of how you'd have the dots or whatever on there. Like a up-close picture, but you can see that they're of the figure. Right here it says S.H.Figuarts of a new standard figure series. I guess whatever that humanoid action, but you can see Freddie there also has a signature on here. Side says Freddie Mercury Live Aid version, S.H.Figuarts, and some nice screen grabs, or I guess nice photography of the figure here, and you can actually read these here. Freddie Mercury, lead singer of the legendary rock band Queen. And then down here, just talking about how they're able to authentic dynamism is expressed on an unthinkably small scale. And up here it says Freddie Mercury is in action form, returns wearing his iconic Live Aid attire. So we'll have a look at this guy, open and out of his packaging. Do not go anywhere. Usually I don't show figures in the tray, but this is how the tray works. You can see how Freddie is in there in the back of the tray, so you can see how that is done very nicely. Nothing's actually holding him down, so it's a nice way to stick him back in the box, take him out, stick him back in the box, and have no issues. Gosh, so he does come with these open hands here, kind of these relaxed, almost more expressive hands. He comes with these hands, which look to hold the microphone there, and he also has the actual microphone hands, so you can hold the microphone with the stand. And also, he comes in the package. These are on him, little fisted hands, which I do like pretty nicely. Freddie also comes with 3 interchangeable heads. This head here with the eyes closed. I think they did a good job on these. They don't look absolutely perfect, but they're pleasing for me, even though the price. Here's the head he comes on in the box. You can see that there. And of course, the other head here. This one doesn't really have teeth in there, but something I do like about this one, as you can see, all the nice teeth detail in there. Really do dig this head right here quite a bit. Freddie comes with his microphone and stand, and as well as a single little microphone without the stand, as you can see there. If I can get it in focus. It's just straight up black, but still nice to have this little thing there. And here is the figure itself with the fisted hands. So this is what he looks like when you just straight up open him out of the box. Now, I think one thing I do like about the Live Aid outfit that he wore, it's kind of, it looks like he could be one of those super duper bad guys on a street or something, or in a movie. He just looks like this super, you know, maybe like a spy or something. He looks like he could be a bad guy in a movie or something. I kind of like that, because there's other outfits that Freddie wore that maybe not so. Like the Wembley one's kind of flashy. This one's kind of a toned down, and I think the reason I'm getting that bad Mr. Bad Guy vibe is because these little things here, and then the belt, and then just the way everything's nice and clean, and just the way everything's, you know, the way he wore everything. But man, this figure is pretty small. Clearly, if I'm not having trouble with the camera, that's how you know this is a small figure. So I could see NECA releasing a 7-inch Wembley figure down the road eventually, maybe, who knows, like an ultimate, you know, because they did do the original 7-inch version. Nobody's really done a Live Aid figure that I've known of besides customs, and they're usually 6-scale figures. But whenever I saw this, I think around November, October, I think it was about November. I think it was actually revealed before that, but I found out in October about this guy, and I kind of freaked out, and I was like, what? Because at first, I don't know if I thought it was a custom. I think I thought it was a custom. But, no, this guy here is fantastic. The head, again, is not absolutely perfect, but I look at this head, and I have this poster of Queen, and this head looks just like that. So, if we kind of take this here, that picture there does look like the same head sculpt on the figure, which would make sense because it's the same expression. And I'm not getting any closer, but you can see almost where they maybe could have taken that picture and turned it, or taking that photo shoot or something, because the figure does resemble that look. And I'm not for sure when that photo shoot was. Maybe the Works photo shoot from the... I'm pretty sure it looks like that. I'm pretty sure. Starting at the feet, you can see they have this type of texture and paint at the bottom of the shoes, and here are the actual shoes themselves. They are Adidas, as you can clearly see, although they're missing one stripe, but that's legal stuff. You can see they're nicely sculpted, everything there. Shoelaces, pants, everything on this is actually, if you look at the back of the box and you compare it to the figure, so see this shade here, and I show you the pictures on the back. You can kind of see how tan the figure is on the box, and same thing with the blue. The blue on that is a little bit different, but I think the pictures were just maybe enhanced with color a little bit, because this figure does look like Freddie needs to have a tan, but it's still fine because you can't notice it unless you look next to it. But you can kind of see the nice pant work here on how the pants look. Everything looks nice and clean. There's not any really dry brushing or shading or anything of this figure. But no washes on anything. Maybe if you washed it, you could maybe wash the pants a little bit and then dry brush and just maybe get a little bit more of that detail out, because NECA would have done something like that. Now, I've wanted to look at this belt because I feel like they could have done this belt a little bit better, but you can kind of see it is kind of messy looking looking at it that way. It is sculpted and there is paint on it, but I don't know if the paint's on exactly where it should be. The front looks nice. That looks really clean, especially for how small this is. That looks really clean. If you go up here, you can see the chest hair. That looks really good up nice and close. There's no armpit hair down there. Should have done that joint like that. That'd have worked, I think, for... No, it'd have been weird looking. But you can also see this studded thing here. That looks really good, I have to be honest. I think that comes on the right way, but I don't know. Maybe that's the same texture that's supposed to be. That just doesn't look right because I've seen the belts and what they're supposed to look like and everything. And I don't know, that just doesn't look right to me. And then here again is the head sculpt. And if you're thinking it looks a little blurry or something, that's just because you're really close. With your eye, you can't see the blurriness, but you can see the cheekbones that Freddie has. And there's a certain point, I think during the the Wembley performances, or Wembley performance and such, that's when Freddie looked the best. Also, in the music video for there's a few that Freddie looks really good, and this figure here used the Wembley head, but I don't think they did a perfect Wembley head for that, and they just recycled the head. Now, the one thing that they did change for this figure, I think that was not on the other one, is they added hair on the back of the neck, and it's actually sculpted on there. So if you take the head off, the joint's still there. It has the hair. You can see the back of the figure here. So that's basically the figure. And the figure is pretty nice and tight. Oh, pretty too close to the camera. But I am having trouble with that knee. For the price of this figure, which I'm used to buying something like a NECA product, $31, right? This was about double that. And it's smaller. I guess I would recommend it, but also there's like McFarlane Toys or McFarlane Toys, whatever. McFarlane's what I've always heard. Those are $20 figures. If they got the Queen license, I'm betting you I'm gonna buy them if they do another Freddie or something. I doubt McFarlane will do it, but I've had the dream that they'll do Freddie, John Deacon, and the Kiss figures yet more again. But right now they've hit a nice good spot. But Freddie here has quite a bit of articulation, and I want to show you guys some of the poses you can get him into. Now, I do want to specify, let's say you're making him sing, I'll show you guys, there's 3 ways you can make him hold the microphone. There's one, I think, correct way, they give you a hand for it, but the hands really suck for that, but I'll show you guys 3 different ways to be able to make him hold the microphone, so I'll go ahead and do that now. This is probably my favorite way, because it's the hands not going anywhere, and it looks pretty good. I don't know if it's really accurate, but you can clearly tell he's got the microphone stand with him in his hand, so period. It looks good, it looks right. I got the singing head on there, but I'm going to show you the other way, which is this way. This way I don't think is the better looking way. Clearly what you can see is instead of sticking the hand on the stand, I stuck the hand on the microphone. You probably wouldn't notice it, but you can actually articulate this forward and back. So the other way you couldn't do that because his hand's on this, so you can only articulate the microphone. But then there's the actual way to do it. They give you a hand for it, so I'll go ahead and I'll do that now. This is the correct way, but man, you really can't touch that microphone, and if you wiggle this guy, it's going to fall. So it's like, if you really want it to sit on the shelf, this is definitely the hand you're going to do, but you're going to have to finagle with it a little bit. But you can definitely see that that's definitely the right way, because the hand has these way it grips the microphone, and you can articulate the stand, but it doesn't really... Oh man, because it just falls really easy out of that. You have to it doesn't really stick or peg or anything. It just kind of sits there, and like, watch how easy it is to take it out. Well, now it's, but it really comes out easier than I'd like, and I was having a lot of trouble with it when I first opened this guy up. But now, since I've been using the other technique, it kind of pleases me. But yeah, there's more poses and such to look at. I could go over articulation on this guy, but I don't really feel the need. Of course, the only real thing that's also maybe some people might bug you is this little diaper thing. But you kind of want it to be firm, but it also kind of helps with the articulation because it stays firm if you move the leg up. So if it had stayed up, then it wouldn't look right because it has that extra flexibility. So I like it being wiggly because it adds a little bit of helping with the articulation and such and such. Man, this figure just looks awesome. If you look at him like this from a nice far-away view, just look at that. You really can get Freddie into any pose you want with these hands, and for the rest of this review, I think I'm going to have him holding the microphone from the stand rather than using that other hand, because I just hate that hand. But I'm actually going to show you what he looks like with just the microphone, which I'm not really a fan of, because it's Freddie, but I don't even know if that's even accurate to him just using a microphone. I don't think I saw that. Maybe. I don't think I saw that. I'm pretty sure. Maybe if I don't think I saw it. And some might say it's a Wembley figure. He can only do Wembley, or oh my gosh, it's a Live Aid figure. He can only do Live Aid, poses. And I have the same issue with like Michael Myers or Chucky's or something. Like, they didn't do that in the movie, but then you're like, it's an action figure. I guess I can pose it like that. Like, it doesn't have to make sense. Like, it's an action figure. That's why they give you certain articulation joints. Like Freddie, yeah, sure, Freddie never like bends over, but they give you the joints to do so. You might as well pose a figure if you like. And so here's Freddie with both hands on the microphone, but here's this just microphone by itself. I'm not a big fan of this, but whatever, because you can just stick the microphone stand there when. But I like that they did give it to you just as an option. Really do love this guy. He looks really, really cool. I guess it's time to change the head, but you can really pose this guy at any pose you see from Live Aid, and you go, I want to do that. You can do it. Like, there's a part where Freddie bends over to the crowd, and he like sticks his butt out to the crowd, and I'm pretty sure that works too as well. And you can, I mean, look at this. This guy is really, really articulated, so you can get him into any pose. You're like, ooh, like literally just moving one joint turns this into a different pose. Look at that, just that. Boom, different pose. Different pose. Just anything you want. You can actually just look at this. And then changing the hands changes the emotions, and everything changes on this guy. And the articulation, guess I can go ahead and go over just a little bit just to show you guys what exactly you're getting into. The head here will get quite a bit of motion, as you can see there, and the neck has this up and down motion here in this joint here, so it'll do that. The shoulders have a forward and back motion, which is why it kind of looks choppy, but it'll also go up and down here, and then this part here will actually rotate, which I guess I still use. Joints, these are only one bend, but I thought it was two, but it's fine enough because it's good. These will go like this, and you just have to rotate that peg around, so you do get nice motion there. Torso, fully rotation here as well, but it'll also go forward and back as far as you clear. Look at that. That looks elegant as flip. Rotation there. Legs will kick forward, so you can have Freddie sitting down on the floor. They'll go far pretty back. My goodness. Knees will bend. Really good bends there at the knees. And the foot will actually do that, so you can kind of have Freddie on a step if you wanted to, and just him doing some cool stuff. So the articulation's actually pretty good on this guy, and these will rotate here. I don't think the knee articulates like side to side, so you can't like rotate that because for some reason, but it does rotate here, so that's good enough for me. But yeah, this figure has clearly got a lot of articulation on him, which is why it's an S.H.Figuarts and why it's dadgum near $70. This head also has a lot of emotion in it, and it looks really, really good, and I think I do like this head quite a bit. His eyes are shut, but still like it. And of course, during the AO performance, where he's, performing with the crowd, I don't think his eyes shut, but it's still fine. You can use the other head for that. But one thing I do kind of wish they would have included, even though it would have been a little bit more, is just the little guitar he plays during, Crazy Little Thing Called Love. I would have loved that. Also, maybe if I can find a piano, I can just create a Live Aid-like stage. Clearly not right here, but something like that. Just a little Live Aid stage with, like, the piano. And I think that'd be really cool, maybe to find the guitar that looks similar to his, or print one out. Or I think it would look cool to just buy one online. But a little piano, definitely, so I can have him, performing Bohemian Rhapsody and We Are the Champions, because I think that'd be really cool to have a little piano with this guy. And of course, it wouldn't have to be a big piano because he's such a small figure. But yeah, now I'm going to get the NECA Freddie out, which is going to be a little while. For me, not for you, it'll be instant, but I have to take him out of the box and show you guys just the scale difference and face difference and sculpt difference and everything like that. Especially that figure's way older, but let's go ahead and do that. I must say that one thing I do before I get the other Freddie out, which he's already out, but I have to say that, see how the hair slicked back on this, rather than combing it to the side, which is how some of Freddie's looks are, especially for, I Was Born to Love You. That one's kind of combed over. Now, that's actually nice because this figure here, during Live Aid, his hair was definitely like this, slicked back and wet and all that. But the movie Bohemian Rhapsody, his hair's almost combed to the side. That only bugged me, so I am happy that this figure did look like that. How cool would it have been if we would have got a Rami Malek head sculpt to go along with this? I think I'd have really loved that, to be honest. I probably would have put that head on there more than his head. Just not that I don't like Freddie. I just think it would have been cool to, maybe if it looked really accurate, maybe it would have even turned out more looking like Freddie than somehow these heads do. Not bashing the figure, I'm just stating facts. Here's the Live Aid S.H.Figuarts versus the NECA Toys 1986 Freddie Mercury. Now, man, that is a big difference in scale here. You see that? Again, I paid $40 for this guy. He's still in the box. Open him up because he's new. He hasn't been open in like, what, 2006, 2005, 2004? Probably 2006, 2007. But great figure. Love this guy. Here's the head sculpt on this. And in person looks way better than it does on camera because I've seen countless reviews. And man, he doesn't look that good on the review. And on the camera, he looks awful. But you can see the cheekbones and everything. Really nicely, and then you can see this little one here. You can definitely tell they're supposed to be the same person, but there you can see that looks straight up like the Works picture just printed onto a piece of plastic, which is essentially what has happened with these S.H.Figuarts figures. Mustache, lips, everything. You can see that nice detail on there. The nice way the hair's done yet again. Nice the chest hair. And this NECA figure, which has dry brushing detail on the pants. There's the different shoes, which actually has the Adidas logo on them, versus these just being two stripes. And the microphone here being actually bigger than the S.H.Figuarts figure itself, which is pretty hilarious. But there you have two Freddie figures together, and now I'm going to get some other figures to go along at the after-school review station, just to have a nice little size comparison of how big this guy is and how he scales with some other figures. Well, here we have two figures next to each other. And, well, Freddie is smaller, but it kind of makes sense after Eric's boots. Now, the reason this is kind of an important shot here is because of what this represents. This represents 1991 at its fullest. Both Freddie Mercury and Eric Carr passed away on the same day. Eric Carr being Kiss's second drummer, and he was known as the Fox as his character. Now, the makeup on this figure's bit different than how the Fox makeup ended up. That is actually how he was in one of the magazines. Looked like this. And I actually think I have one of those magazines laying around in the closet, if I'm not mistaken. I think I actually have a photograph of Eric with that makeup on. It's great to see these figures next to each other because it's a set of figures that really mean quite a bit to me to have two of my beloved people that I really do care a lot about that have both passed away on the same day, and that they are both yet again reunited in action figure form. One being McFarlane Toys, the other one being S.H.Figuarts, which is also why I would like for McFarlane Toys return to doing Kiss figures, because these are awesome. Now, I've seen McFarlane's DC figures. I almost want to buy Batman stuff. I almost want to buy those Batman and Joker figures and Harley Quinn figures because they look so dadgum good and they're only $20. Now, we have a crap ton of Jokers at our Walmart, so I'm hoping they'll get marked down. And I'm assuming usually when they get marked down, it's like $1 because McFarlane Toys is already like so cheap. So when they go down, it's not too much. But here's a nice shot of both Eric Carr and Freddie Mercury in one shot. So let's continue with other figures to scale. Now, that's a pretty big drastic scale there, and I'm seeing how small Freddie is. But I guess if I do action the figures, that shouldn't be too distracting that Freddie's so dadgum small, because where am I going to get a super articulated 7-inch scale Freddie? Nowhere. So, the funny reason I brought Freddie out here in front of Freddie is because, well, they're both named Freddie, spelled different, but it's funny, because I would always watch reviews of the NECA stuff in McFarlane Toys and Mezco, and I didn't know what company it was, because back in, many years ago, I just saw a Freddie figure made by different companies, and I'd be like, oh, that's cool, I'll never get one, or when I get old enough, I'll buy them, and I still don't have the Mezco or McFarlane ones, but I do kind of want the Mezco one, not the new ones, the old Mezco ones that they did that were stylized in plastic and cool, but I remember those reviews, but I kept looking up Freddie, and I kept seeing the S.H.Figuarts Wembley Magic Tour Freddie Mercury. And I was like, who the crap is this yellow jacket wearing? It's not red and green sweater. Clicked on the video and I was like, okay, why does this guy keep popping up? This was many, many years ago. Then a few years after that, I was listening to some Queen songs. And then more Queen. And then, stuff happened. I didn't really fall in, but I knew some Queen songs. And really, I didn't know any other songs by other bands, except I guess Queen was already there, implementing its way into my brain. And then finally, Bohemian Rhapsody came out and changed the whole game for me. It was like watching the movie Gremlins, but having a whole thing to go off of. Like, you have the Gremlins soundtrack, but you don't want to listen to it. Maybe you do, but not particularly me. I don't want to listen to the whole Gremlins soundtrack. I'll listen to Ghostbusters and Ghostbusters 2 soundtrack, Rocky soundtrack, yeah. But a Queen soundtrack extended for 16 albums. So it's like you get to watch a movie and you get to hear these characters. And I know they're not characters or real people, but this is the extension of this thing, and I fell into the band and forgot about the movie. I completely fell into the band. There we have this little picture here, and I don't have any Kiss figures or Kiss pictures over here. I need to get some. I need to change this background. I might change this background, but we'll see. But man, oh man. Like, we have the Infinity Gauntlet up there. You can kind of see it over there, right there. But yeah, I mean, it's just amazing. We'll have more reviews coming up, trust me. I've got a special video coming that I blew $100. I spent $200 in the past week. But I just spent $100, and San Diego Comic-Con's around the corner. So hopefully I don't get screwed over. Hopefully Doc Brown's there. Hopefully I don't screw over on anything else. But hopefully that if NECA does have anything cool, I hope it's just for everybody else. I hope I don't want to go, I have to have that figure or anything like that. Because right now I'm kind of in a hole after I bought what I bought yesterday. But actually, you'll see the video, and it might be done a little bit special. Was it yesterday? Was it not yesterday? That's a hint. But, man, guys, I do have to say, I highly request you guys buying this, especially if you're just a Queen fan and you don't have any action figures. Get this guy. He's $70. He's well worth the price. He is super articulated. You will never get tired of this figure. Look, you can just simply do this. Pop a new head on. Very simple. And just simply, that's literally, that's all you have to do. And bam, walla kazam, you have a new pose every few minutes. And you can make a music video with these guys. You can do anything you want with this guy. So thank you guys for watching After School Reviews. Please subscribe, turn on the bell icon. Please like this video and leave a comment down in the comment section. Just had to get this one little shot left of Freddie. You can just do so much with this guy. Thank you guys for watching. Check out the official After School Reviews Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.